15 minutes, 20 minutes, do the sports rush thing, Tokyo Rush at 98. Our marketing team, our sales team is just selling it. Well, yeah, for Dina and Ingrid and them. What do you expect? Are they hugged and stuff yesterday? You all hugged and stuff at the end? Huh? You all hugged and stuff at the end?
No.
Wow. You're bad.
No. Talk. Don't talk. Hush. Zip it. Talk. Unzip it. Talk.
Get ready.
Get set. Gatlin's got a good enough start. Bob was a bit slow to begin. He's got some work to do. Gatlin's in front. Bob stretching out now. He's coming after him. He's immortal now.
Tokyo 2020.
In the year 2021.
Join sports analyst Kern Tyson and team.
Tokyo Olympic coverage at its best.
It's the Tokyo Rush. And it's happening right here on Isaac 98.1 FM.
July 23rd to August 8th.
We take you to Tokyo.
Olympic highlights, robust discussion,
Coverage on our Isaac Facebook page and YouTube FBN TV.
The Tokyo Rush on Isaac 98.1 FM.
We take you to Tokyo.
Olympic highlights, robust discussion,
Coverage on our Isaac Facebook page and YouTube FBN TV.
The Tokyo Rush on Isaac 98.1 FM.
So we're actually live. We've started this afternoon live. Thank you. Good afternoon to you out there on FBN TV land. Welcome to it. It's the Tokyo Rush Saturday evening edition. It is the penultimate. It's not the final. You understand?
It is the penultimate.
One before the final.
Those of you looking at us live on Facebook and also on FBN YouTube TV, it's a pleasure. It's kind of strange doing it like this, of course, for me. But
because we're not connected to the radio.
We're not connected to the radio, so we're doing this.
Your muscle memory will have us go there first.
So my muscle memory is saying grab the headphones, get closer to the mic, lean in a little more. But we have a lot to talk about in a half an hour. So let's see how we do this. Not the best news again for TNT today, Allan. Saturday morning. Hope was springing eternal for us.
At least for 2 legs.
Yes, for the 4x400 meters. But the men finished down the field, finished in 8th place. We had high hopes going into this event. Remember, these are the guys who got the gold medal for us in the track and field championships. At least 2 of them got the gold medal. Also, the gold medal in the relay festival in Japan in 2019. So we were expecting something. We started off pretty good. You saw Dion Lendo running well, gave us a brilliant leg. Jeremy Richards was decent enough. He fell back, but we were still in.
Yeah, he was still in with a fight.
With a shout, right?
Yes.
And then Dwight St. Hilaire, who actually ran the best yesterday in the semifinals, it seemed as if he had what? It looked like a cramp to you, or an injury, a soreness. What was it?
You remember a couple of weeks ago, if you were with us, our very first interviews with Brian Lewis, and he said because of the heat in Japan and Tokyo at this point in time, legs. He said runners' legs could explode.
Yes, and it seemed as if that happened to him.
And that looks like what happened, because I'm like, we still in this, and then when he got the baton, I was like, is he running backwards? It looked like he was running in the opposite direction, and I was like, yo, this guy is running backwards, and boom, you see him trying to drift off, or drift away from the pack, and then I like, yeah, he looks like he's injured. But my concern with that, though, the man in which he already started his run on that third leg, my greatest suspicion is that he started the race injured.
Yeah, and again, that's why you have 6 persons in the team, so you have 2 alternates, and basically, in hindsight, we should have done that. Have an alternate. I mean, hindsight is 20/20, but you rather have a healthy athlete who is maybe that fast than an injured one who is quick.
Okay.
Because, I mean, that's a liability. So Dwight St. Hilaire has a bright future. So I saw him this year in the NCAA track and field championship. He was in the finals of the 400 meters. So he certainly has a bright future. He ran a sub 45 this year. So we're hoping that he will learn from this and we'll grow from this, but it was really, really demoralizing. And it just basically put it's like you said, oh God, what an Olympics for TNT.
Yeah,
I mean, so it was one of those mornings.
We'll consider this the warm-up. I can say we could consider this the warm-up. We just signal the noise. Next Olympics, we will be ready for you.
Yes, we will be. We will be. Yeah, this is brilliant, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
My children will be laughing to see this.
Yeah. They would be. Somebody who would usually not call me much actually calls me.
What a blue ball,
Really, But one of the things I want to look back on before we look forward to the final event. Would you stop that? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's live. It's brilliant.
I know.
This is amazing.
I'm just saying. I mean, feels like
see me looking for the phone, searching for the phone. Can't
on
find
YouTube,
the phone. On
this
YouTube.
Will be hilarious.
This will be hilarious. What if we get 1 million views because of this and shares? We get money for that?
I would hope so. I can't. But I'm sorry, folks. Oh my God, sorry, Kurt.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. Looking back at the Olympics for us, what was? I mean, it's an obvious question. But how do you rate TNT's Olympic? Do you think it was poor?
Out of 10,
it was.
Okay. It was not. It was 4. It was a 4. Out of 10, definite 4. I think again, the COVID-19 scenario. This COVID-19 is a valiant effort. Let's not throw that out the window.
Yes,
it is a valiant effort because we didn't show up at the Olympics and didn't make some noise. You understand? I just think that we didn't shout louder. You understand? And that to me is where
my challenge with the TNT team is this. And I listen to Brian Lewis, and I have a lot of time for Brian Lewis, right? He speaks about the challenges that the team would face. No, I don't know half of them because I'm not there. We had challenges with Nicholas Paul. I think he was unfairly treated. We agree with that. Michelia, that was kind of tough. But outside of that, the COVID cases, the 3 COVID cases that we would have had, that was also, that would have broken the spirit of the team too. But the performances on the track and in the pool and everything else, although somebody might have broken their own personal time best and own record and all of that, it just felt underwhelming for us.
It was.
And
there's like a subpar rating, and you cannot say we're on par with the world, and because I look at even Kishwan Walcott javelin. Come on, man, you know you have to be peaking and through your peaks are supposed to be at least closer to 8.5.
No, the thing about javelin is this, and I mean I've seen it before. Javelin is basically on the day. I mean, you saw Keyshawn Walker in 2012. Nobody knew him, and
just before the Olympics,
right,
he was doing some great numbers.
He was throwing, but again, you didn't expect him to get a medal. 83, 84 that year was the winning throw.
So did he peak at that? Did he peak
when at that time?
Yeah.
No, I just think that he got on. I mean, to me, Keyshawn is world class. I mean, Keyshawn still remains world class, and we'll have to find out now what happened. Was it an injury? Was it the heat? Was it this? Was it that? But I think the challenge with TNT athletes is this, and coaches mostly. We make excuses for why we didn't succeed, and you don't hear other nations do it. I remember in 2008, Michael Phelps was swimming in an event. Can't remember which one it was. There were so many he won that year. And his goggles fell off. So water, of course, went into his eyes. And he won the race still. And what we found out after is that in training usually, or there are times, the coach would have stepped on his goggles and break them. So swim without them and let's see what happens. So he put them in that position where if it happens, you'll be ready for it. And I don't think our athletes have been put in a position where they understand what to do when trouble comes. They might, I just don't think.
Psychologically,
yes,
not ready
what
for
do
it.
you do when everything is stacked against you?
There were some years ago, I remember listening to when Atabolan was our sprinter.
Mm-hmm.
He would talk about it was mentioned the type of the amount of times they would have to go through a psychological preparedness for this, almost like a hypnosis, so that their brains are so trained under pressure. You're ready for that magnitude of pressure. And
yes,
I think that is something as well when you're going into like Gittins, Tyra Gittins.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the things that she kind of buckle under. You understand? So we have our own separate issues with different athletes and different different types of events that will suffer different types of situations.
I sense though that we'll see a better showing in the World Track and Field Championships next year. In the Olympics 2024, I sense that you're gonna have cycling also,
well,
because to me Nicholas Paul was robbed of a medal,
and to me now is one of the most fierce cyclists in
the world. Yes, he as I keep saying,
one of the most fierce.
Yeah, I keep saying here that he's not just a good athlete or a great athlete. He's elite, and you're gonna see him tonight in the Kern. Before I go there, let me just say, you're looking at on your viewing Tokyo Rush on FBN TV and also on FBN Facebook page. Our sponsors are Boodoo's Electrical Enterprises, where quality comes first, Westby's Supermarket, and Xtra Foods. So thank you so much to our kind sponsors. I think I got past the thing with the phone now. I think I feel more professional.
Yeah, you're good to go.
But this evening in the Kern, now I had to sit down and I had to admit to myself that you know nothing about the Kern, and I had to sit down and try to learn about it. So when I come on set, I'll be able to say something that makes sense. Now, I'm not sure how much you know about it. Maybe you know just as much or just as little as I do.
Just as little.
So it's a race
and
where...
I saw one, it before.
Yeah.
But
so they're bunched together.
I couldn't name it if I could. I couldn't name it if you asked me.
No, they're bunched together and they're being led by a motorcycle. Forget the name of the motorcycle. And as they go around the track, it's 8 laps around the track. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And as they go from lap to lap, the motorbike increases speed. So
the cycle.
No, the bike, the motorbike that's in front of them driving.
Oh, the motorbike, right?
Yeah, increase speed. So you get up to like 70 miles an hour or 70 kilometers an hour.
But you got to keep up.
And you have to keep up. And then he moves. And then there's a mad dash to the end. So it's 8 laps.
Yes.
So basically, it's an 8-lap sprint. And Nicholas Paul and Quincy Brown, they're in the quarterfinals. The race is just after 9 tonight. There are 2 races back to back, and at the end, the top 6 would get into the final. I cannot tell you if he's going to get a medal or not. I can't tell you his chances. I listened to Anil Roberts today on Tokyo Prime. Thank you so much. No, Astil Ren is calling me from TNC3. This is a good call, actually. That's a good call.
Like,
no, I can't because the phone is giving trouble. Unless you want to come off set and move the phone from me and carry it somewhere else.
No.
My phone is giving so much trouble. It's not.
No. It's already here. It's part of the show now.
Yeah, it's a part of it.
Yeah,
so
might as well go with it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Allan.
Very much
And Roberts on Tokyo Prime said he believes that that Nicholas Paul is going to get the gold medal. Now, as loud and as abrasive and as caustic and as obnoxious and as uncouth as he could be, he knows his onions. And I'm not sure if it's because I'm an eternal optimist or because I feel as if to just grab onto the last sliver of hope.
It's all of the above.
I believe on it.
It's all of the above.
Yeah. So to the weight of 1.4 million people, and also guys in the Trinidad diaspora, the weight of all of that rests
we just
on
need
Nicholas
one.
Paul and Kwesi Brown on their shoulders tonight.
One. This is the last. This is it, guys.
This is it.
This is it.
Right?
You understand?
I'm afraid to hope. You know you've been. It's like you've been in love three or four times, and
make
the heart sick. The Bible says that. It's like you're in love 3-4 times, and this young lady comes down, and your heart beats again, and like I'm afraid to hope.
Yep.
I'm afraid to dream. I'm afraid to believe.
We've been deferring every single.
Every day. I mean, this week we saw. Long jump with Tyra. No disrespect. I mean, even Porsche, we say Porsche only could do this, and then the sprints, the 400, the max sprint, the javelin,
the cycling,
the 4x1s. I mean, so swimming last week, judo,
so much deferred hope
Daniel Campbell in the street. I mean,
we need to cash in. We need to cash in now on a medal. All this thing. Come back with one. Come with one, and let us all celebrate.
How would you feel?
Entire Olympic team won a gold medal.
How would you feel, right? Because you know Trinidadians, we are fickle. we are capricious. We're fickle. So let's say tonight, or this evening into tomorrow morning, we get a silver medal. Is it a bad Olympics?
It's a wonderful Olympics.
If we get a gold and a bronze, it's a sensational Olympics. It's the best ever, right? It's the best ever, and then we are on the road. You see how life is?
The coming out party Olympics. This one coming out of the COVID. Coming out. You understand? This is it. We won a medal in the coming out event. So we look good still. At least one, please. One Nicholas.
One Quincy.
One Quincy. One. Oh no.
I mean, Trinidadians are feeling kind of dumb, but to me, the Olympics, barring us and not forgetting us for a while, I had a sensational time covering the Olympics for 98.1, and also as a fan, watching everything. What was your high point in the Olympics, something that you would love to see over and over?
This might sound really off, but I think I found the record for the slowest sprinter in a video.
Oh no!
Yeah, with the lady looking up, and this guy was just saying, "Who runs like this in the Olympics?" It was hilarious. So that was a high point for me. I was like, this lady has to have the world record for the slowest finisher in that type of sprint.
That was your high point.
That to me was my high point. I'm so sorry.
That is so sad.
That's the only thing I can take away because I like the fight. I like, alright, no, guy, it's serious, right? I enjoy the fact that we went against all odds, and for every participant, brave the weather, brave this COVID-19, because to go there was a risk in itself, and to go there and represent a country, just for the sake of, telling COVID, no, we're not staying down, and yes, we're going and push ahead. To me, it's a great feat.
I think so. I think
it's a great feat.
Yes, I know the Japanese are salty about this Olympics. Yes, I know people are thinking it should not have come off. But to come off with minimal damage, because there were COVID cases.
Yes.
But it didn't cripple the Olympics. And that was the concern of everybody. One COVID case could cause an outbreak. That didn't happen. And it's something to say hooray for and well done to the International Olympic Committee and the Japanese Olympic Committee, for putting on something that was really, really decent. And the competitors and the standard of competition was very, very high.
Yes.
We saw quite a few world records going.
Quite a few upsets as well. To see some of the favorites not even coming in meddling.
Yeah.
But, see some good underdogs rising up.
We saw some world records, especially in that 400 hills. You saw Vahomes in the men running 44, 45, 94.
A lot of
that was amazing.
Yes. Inside the world record stage as well. So
you saw Elaine Thompson here, running 10.61 and then running 21 and change, 21.64 if I'm not mistaken, or 50 something. Jamaica doing well again, the Caribbean doing well, Bermuda getting its first gold medal in triathlon. Those are things that stand out. Kirani James getting a bronze medal after suffering the death of his mother and Graves' disease, battling with Graves' disease, which is the same disease that Gail Divas has, and still medaling. And these are things you have to look at. You can't just say, well, you get a bronze, you can get a gold. But how do you get a bronze when you're suffering with Graves' disease?
Listen, at this level, this is world championships. This is like this is the mecca of athletes. And to be on top of your game in a sporting competition like this, it requires a lot of you. So to be even third, like Kirani James, it is a feat. It's a great feat.
I think
it's a great accomplishment.
I think one of the high points, and let me say before I say that, let me say you're viewing. Thank God I'm on radio.
Yes, you are on TV.
You are viewing Tokyo Rush on FBN TV and also on Facebook. Thank you to our kind sponsors, Boodoo's Electrical Enterprises, where quality comes first. We also have Westby's Supermarket and Xtra Foods. Amazing. Thank you so much. What stood out for me is Portia's Warren. And Portia's was not supposed to be at the Olympics. She got a squeeze in, as we say in TNT. Right? A blind from the IFC. Got it. And I did not expect Portia's to get past the first round. She threw her best, 18.75, and didn't just get past the first round, got into the finals. Placed 11th, so what? First Olympics, and
barely got in,
and then got to the final. So she, to me, did very, very well. Also, Tyra, top 10, first Olympics. Long jump is, her event is the HEP. She's a decent long jumper, a very good long jumper actually, but her event would have been the HEP, and she found a way to get in there and make the final. So those are things that would stand out to me. Jereme Richards, my disappointment with Jereme is that he ran 20.39 in the final. If Jereme had run 20 flat or 19.96 and finished 5th, I'd have said, well done. And it's still well done, but he ran so below his time, and I think he'll be bitterly disappointed for that. And I'm wondering if some of these athletes were in the shape for this Olympics. Like, for example, we know Marshall Sedeno had an injury before. So, he pulled up in one of those one of those Grand Prix events. And I'm wondering how much in shape some of these athletes would have been in. And the only thing we could hope for is better days next Olympics, and also next track and field championships, which will be in Portland, Oregon next year, the track and field championships. And that's a pretty fast track. Pretty fast track. So
it's just a matter of learning and going through the rigors for the toughest of conditions.
Yes.
And I think that's where we had to really start looking into where the foreshort is. I mean, we are not the professionals here.
No.
But we could have seen outright that we were literally underprepared.
Yeah, we seemed underprepared and
underwhelming basically. Standing up against the conditions. We had the very earliest non-completion of no, she did complete, but she came in last.
Who?
Our cyclist,
No, did not finish.
She didn't finish.
No,
did not finish.
There was DF, yeah.
Right,
she didn't finish because her legs blew up basically.
So you see
and I'm not sure if that's her fault, as if it's her handler's fault. No.
50-50.
Yeah, because again,
50-50.
Things could happen. We know that.
Right.
But there are ways that you could maybe avoid or lessen the chance of getting cramp.
Correct.
And
also you have to ensure that you're being trained. Because if I'm preparing myself for this race, and I understand all that comes with it, or I am doing this study for it to make sure that I understand all that comes with it, preparing for the toughest conditions has to be one of your
Yes, has to be. Especially, you're going to Tokyo. It's summertime, and it's going to be
what are the
sweltering
conditions
heat.
going to be like?
Yes.
If the Olympics will be held in Mexico, what is the condition going to be like?
Yeah,
You know, the high altitude.
depending where in Mexico, high altitude
so you had to know
training.
to train in high altitude conditions.
Yes.
So these are the kind of things that we must also take into consideration. And apparently that was a mishit, or you understand, that's one of the situations that we overlooked.
Well, we're going to hear these stories when they come back.
Well,
I remember
if they would want to tell
they
us.
better.
Okay.
I remember when we had the World Netball Championships in 2007 in New Zealand. It's a place I love, of course. I didn't go that year. And the team, we didn't do as well, the netball team. And when they came back, I think it would have been the head of the federation said, the ladies wouldn't say it, but they turned up the air conditioning. The place, it was so cold, and some of them couldn't breathe, and their back was hurting them. And I was like, what about the Jamaicans? They had to deal with it too, and they finished 3rd or 4th. Don't do that to me. Don't come on air and do that to me.
Yeah.
That's going to get me very, very upset. Because if you were the only country under that, I would say, okay, I understand, you were the only one. But everyone had to face it. So, I mean...
We can't do that. We can't
yeah,
do that
boy,
sense of
yeah, we do that.
I mean, you can't be... You have to be thinking leagues above mediocrity. These are the titans of Olympia. There's like Olympic titans. When they come to run, jump, hip, hop, whatever they come to do, you have to be in your A game. And your team must be an A team.
So true.
You understand? So the A team understands all the dynamics that requires you to be at your very best, and they're taking care of you. So,
Definitely. Definitely.
I think we lack that A team.
We certainly lack that. We certainly lack that
we
edge.
need more.
But we're hoping for better things, bigger and better things. Are we wrapping up here? Is that
of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bigger and better things for 2024. But this evening, put my hands up.
Yeah.
We have
hopefully we come on.
Nicholas Paul.
We can come here tomorrow with better news.
Kwesi Brown.
Best news.
In the Kieran this evening after 9. Take a look at it.
Put your hands on the television.
Stretch your hands out us there.
Right.
And let's pray. As a point of contact.
Dear God, straighten the feet of that young man. Allow those pedals to just go steaming on, Lord. Dear God. Jesus.
I feel you.
Jesus.
I feel you. And this is where we have to end now.
Yes.
Let me save you from yourself.
Go ahead.
Tokyo Rush brought to you by Boodoo's Electrical Enterprises, where quality comes first. Westby Supermarkets, Xtra Foods, and Extra Foods. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Yes, Lord.
God willing, we'll be celebrating tomorrow.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
En el nombre de
Jesus.
Jesus. There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you so much.
We will win. I feel it.
I hope so.
What again?
I hope so.
Isaac 98.1 FM. Get ready. Get set.
Gatlin's got a good enough start. Bob was a bit slow to begin. He's got some work to do. Gatlin's in front. Bob stretching out now. He's coming after him. He's immortal now.
Tokyo 2020. In the year 2021. Join sports analyst Kern Tyson and team. Tokyo Olympic coverage at its best. It's the Tokyo Rush. And it's happening right here on Isaac 98.1 FM. July 23rd to August 8th. We take you to Tokyo. Olympic highlights, robust discussion, coverage on our Isaac Facebook page and YouTube FBN TV. The Tokyo Rush on Isaac 98.1 FM. Get ready.